Assalamualaikum and hi, we are from Group 2. Today we are presenting topic 9, which is ISO 9000 and Sears Quality Management. Our group consists of 7 members. The first one is Nur Khalida, Nur Shaza Alia, Wan Hazira, Wan Nur Fatiha, Siti Nur Izzati, Adlina Batrisha, and the last members is me, Siti Aina Fatini.
What are quality standards? A quality standard is a detail of the requirements, specifications, various guidelines, and characteristics to meet its quality by the product in order to meet the purpose of the product, process, or service. They may include durability, reliability, consistency, environmental or performance measures, etc. In case a company cannot meet its quality standards, it may end up losing the trust of the customer and market share. By meeting quality standards, companies often reap better profits and reduce losses. Quality can be a confusing concept at first, because what one might see as quality, someone else may not. Hence, the need and purpose of quality standards are crucial. ISO standards, such as ISO 9001, ISO 14001, and ISO 27001, serve as a framework for businesses. Clearly defined standards and requirements make it easier for companies to meet what their consumers consider quality, and they improve the overall vision of what the company should work toward. Who sets quality standards? Quality standards are established variously by industry groups, governments or consumer representative associations, and there are often mechanisms for independent assessment by regulatory bodies with legal, or simply trade association backing. Advantages of having quality standards in a manufacturing company are: 1. It helps save costs and improves productivity. 2. Increases customer satisfaction with high-quality products and services. 3. Sets minimum standards of quality for processes, products, and services. 4. Maintaining quality standards increases the safety of workers.
So here is about the topic 9 ISO 9000 Sears Quality Management System. For question 1, what issue do you think that a large company such as Sears had to face in implementing ISO 9000 across its vast organization?
Sears, Roebuck & Co. is one of the largest retailers in North America. To improve the quality and consistency of its services, Sears implemented the ISO 9000 standard across its service centers. The main goal was to enhance reliability, ensure consistent processes, and increase customer satisfaction. By the year 2005, Sears successfully achieved ISO certification for 383 service locations. These milestones shows the company's strong commitment to maintaining high-quality standards throughout its operations. Overall, the implementation of ISO 9000 helps Sears strengthen its service quality, build customer trust, and create a more efficient and reliable service environment.
For this slide, I will explain 2 main issues faced by Sears during the ISO 9000 implementation, which is organizational complexity and employee resistance. First, Sears operates hundreds of branches, and each branch has its own processes and management style. Because of the variation, coordinating the ISO 9000 implementation across all locations became very challenging. ISO 9000 requires standardization, so ensuring that every branch follows the same procedure took a lot of effort. So the company had to align different practices, communicate change, and make sure the new system was applied consistently everywhere. The second major issue is employee resistance. Many employees were already used to their existing routine, so when ISO 9000 introduced more documentation, stricter procedure and continuous audits, they feel uncomfortable with the change. Some staff were worried that ISO 9000 will bring extra workload and tighter monitoring. Because of this fear, they became resistant to adopting the new processes. In summary, the complexity of managing many branches and the resistance from employees were two big challenges that affected the ISO 9000 implementation at Sears.
My name is Adina Badrusha binti Abdul Hadi, and I will talk about two things, which is adapting ISO to a service environment and high cost. So for the first one is adapting ISO to a service environment, which is the ISO 9000 standard was a fundamentally root in the manufacturing sector, where quality is often defined by physical, tangible and measurable product attributes. So Sears, as a massive retailer and service provider, had to perform a challenging translation of requirement to fit a service setting. So, for the first point is ISO 9000 standard were originally designed for manufacturing operation, which is in manufacturing, you can measure a tolerance, defect rates, and material strength. In a service environment, quality is often based on customer perception like friendliness, responsiveness, and problem resolution, which are subjective and less consistently quantifiable. Sears had to develop a new service-specific metric to measure compliance and effectiveness. Okay, for the second point is Sears had to modify and interpret the standard to fit a service-based business. Most work at Sears is not making a physical item, it's talking to a customer, giving advice or fixing a problem, which is it was tough to write down rules for these non-physical jobs. So for the third point is this made it difficult to measure and standardize service quality across a various center, which is every Sears store and employee handle a customer slightly differently. It was difficult to make sure that the quality rules were followed exactly the same way in every single location. Okay, for the second point is high cost, which is putting ISO 9000 in a place across a huge company like Sears costs a lot of money and time, both at the start and every year after. So, for the first point is training thousands of employees on ISO principle was expensive. Every single employee needed expensive and time-consuming training on all the new quality rules and processes. Second point is cost also included the developing documentation system, which is ISO require writing down every single job and rule. So had to create a huge new system just to manage all the necessary documents and records. For the second point is calibration of tools and equipment. For repair service, they had to spend money to make sure all their tools and testing equipment were perfectly accredited and keep in excellent shape. And for the last one is conducting internal audits and external certification, which is to keep the certification, they had to pay for a regular audit, which is professional inspectors to come in and check that they were still following the ISO rules. That's all from me. Thank you.
So, my name is Wan Hazira. The next point is standardizing procedure across 383 locations. Ensuring consistent customer service, documentation, and processes across all branches was a major challenge. Different in local staff skill, resources, and customer expectation made standardization difficult. The next point is time and resources demand. Implementing ISO 9000 requires extensive meeting, workshop, and evolutions. Managers and employees need to spend additional time on documentation and audit. This slowed down regular operation during the transition period.
Question 2. How are the ISO 9000-2000 quality management principles reflect in this example? And how might this principle have helped Sears address the issues that have been identified in the first question?
For question number 2, how ISO 9000-2000 principles are reflected is by emphasize strong customer focus and leadership commitment. The management made sure that every branch follow the same quality objective. By providing clear direction and consistent standards, Sears was able to deliver reliable and predictable service at all its outlets. Secondly, Sears invested heavily in training their employees. staff were trained to understand ISO procedures, proper documentation, and the expected quality standards. This training increased staff competence, reduced errors, and create a culture where everyone shared responsibility for maintaining quality. Because of that, the overall service became more efficient and consistent. Lastly, Sears implemented a process approach by standardizing repair procedures across all service centers. Every branch used the same structure step for repairs, which reduced variation in workflow. This ensured that customers receive the same level of service whether they
Thank you,
visit a
Fatima,
large
for a
branch
very
or a
good
smaller one.
explanation about how ISO 9000 2000 principles are reflected. Now I am Nur Khalida, and for my part, I will explain on how the ISO 9000 principle helps Sears solve the issue they face during implementation. I will focus on two main points, which is the first one is improve consistency across hundreds of branches. Sears was a very large organization with over 383 locations, which made it difficult to maintain consistent services. Through ISO 9000, Sears introduced standardized processes supported by strong leadership commitment. This meant that every service center followed the same procedure and quality guidelines, regardless of their location. As a result, Sears managed to reduce variation between branches, provide consistent and also give reliable service to customers across the country. This directly addressed the issue of organizational complexity and uneven service quality. The second point is reduce employee resistance through clarity and also training. Sears also faced employee resistance because many staff were unsure about the new ISO requirement. So to overcome this, Sears applied the ISO principle of involvement by providing clear training and guidance to all the technicians and employees. This helped them understand the new procedure, reduce confusion, and also make the transition become more smoother. So this training also improves staff confidence and encourage them to take responsibility for maintaining quality standard. That's all from my part. Now I will hand over this presentation to the Siti for the next point.
My name is Siti. I will continue to answer for question 2. Thirdly, in terms of better decision and continuous improvement, Sears use performance data, customer feedback, and audit to support gaps early. For example, if customer repeatedly report delays in delivery, Sears could identify the bottleneck in the shipping process and adjust the procedure. By identifying problem quickly, they refine the process over time, improving overall efficiency and reducing service error, which help keep customer happy and satisfied also loyalty with us. So, last but not least, regarding better cost control through standardization, implementing ISO principle was initially expensive. And for instance, standardizing the way equipment maintenance was carried out ensured every machine was serviced the same way. This reduced breakdowns and mistakes, so lowering reward costs and also operational expenses over time. In short, by focusing on continuous improvement and standardized process, Sears was able to solve operational issues while saving costs and improving service quality.
Lastly, to conclude everything, Sears' implementation of ISO 9000 demonstrates that structured quality management can deliver substantial benefits even within large service-oriented organizations, despite encountering several challenges. The application of ISO principles ultimately enhance service consistency, improve operational efficiency, and strengthen customer trust. By focusing on customer needs and delivering high standards, business can achieve growth, improve their image, and also ensure effective service quality management. That's all from us. Thank you.